Namaskaram. Glad that you are all with me on this day when we are celebrating the National Youth Day, which is to commemorate the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, 1863, took birth. How do I remember that? It is 101 years before my birth. The best method to remember is like that. January 12th is well known because it is celebrated as birth annual as National Youth Day. And he met when he became really a major person. A minor to major is 18 years. So when he became 18 years, that is 1863 plus 18 years, he met his guru, the master Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sri Ramakrishna. Hamsam means it doesn't have weight, so it can float. It can twist 360 degree. Paramahamsa means the ultimate Hamsa. The master's ability is to look around 360 degree, and also he should not have weight. That's what it shows. And from 18 years, another almost 18 years, when he became 35 years of age, that is when Swami Vivekananda started Ramakrishna Mutt in Belur, Calcutta. The major events are many in his life. One of the most is Chicago speech, all of you know. And then he stayed there for a year. There are a lot of great life experiences in Chicago, and before going, after going, meeting great personalities, motivating great personality to become something great in their life. He influenced not only spirituality but also science in India. The great institute, Indian Institute of Science, was initiated by Swami Vivekananda. It's called the Tata Institute. There was an invitation by Tata to Swami Vivekananda to become director of Tata Institute. Not a science man, but a spiritual man was called to become the director of a science institute. So in many ways, Vivekananda is great. And I had great opportunity to be part of Ramakrishna Mutt, Hyderabad, almost 12 years. Every day, maybe once or twice, I used to be in Ramakrishna Mutt, talking to hundreds of thousands of youth over a period of time. It became actually a place where I met probably the maximum number of youth, giving them personality development training, power of positive thinking. And then from there, maybe my first camp which was held for youth was conducted in a place in Kodungalur, which happens to be a mutt, a kendra which was started by one of the best disciple of Swami Vivekananda, who is Dr. Lakshmi Kumari, who is the daughter of one of the greatest poets of Kerala. She was the head of Kanyakumari Center for long years, and when she became little old, she thought I have to have a retirement. She wanted to come back to hometown. When she joined back to her home, that became an ashram. And there is a beautiful mural painting which depicts the life story of Swami Vivekananda. There used to be a residential program for young children to orient them for the spiritual Indian way of life, totally staying in the feet of Vivekananda's path. I had the opportunity to conduct a first residential camp in that ashram. It was in 2012, almost 9 years back, when I started my camps in Kerala with the youth. Subsequently, I did such similar camps in my hometown in Kerala, which is in Kannur. I did in Calcutta, I did in Kottayam, I did in Gulf different countries. Last year I did in America also, which was also close to Chicago. And I remember I gave a talk in one of the church. Most of the reference was Vivekananda's life and stories. If you look at most of the today in our group, I was posting most of my earlier years of activities. So January 12th used to be lot of activities. Probably recorded activities are only available from 2010. So I don't have to speak about Swami Vivekananda. I kept doing it every year. It's almost 8 years back when Vivekananda's birthday, probably birth annual celebration, 1 year celebrations are also there. But in Vivekananda's case, India celebrated the birthday of Vivekananda for 3 years. That is, the 150th birthday celebration was for 3 years, starting from 149th to 151. So you can imagine, we don't know when is the birthday, which is to 150th happens to be the year, then 149th starting to 151st ending it was celebrated. And I met a lot of children were in Kerala, lot of competitions were there. The prize distribution for the whole Kerala competition was done by me. I did lot of article collected from different people. The youth with whom I had interaction from Hamirpur to Kerala, from north to south, east to west. Lot of children contributed small articles in nation building. And that articles, nearly 150 I got, but over iterations, taking which is good and then suggesting them to modify. Some people were not having that patience to modify. Ultimately, there were around 60 articles which were compiled as Raising of India by the Rays of India. Lift up your nation by the rays of India. The youth who are representing Indian population today, more than 27%, is considered to be the powerful people who are going to lead this country tomorrow. So in that compilation, what I did was asking children to contribute, telling what you will do as a person. Everybody has got a vision. Similar visions are carried by many people and some of them are already implemented. So I was asking, look at what others have done in that direction, learn from them. And that's called a mission. And then what are you going to do? It's nice to say that somebody has to do something, but you don't do anything. Instead of that, what is that you have done? Your action, that is more important. So vision, mission, action was the beautiful essays. There are a lot of people who contributed, by which iterations I taught many people how to write beautiful essays also. That book is also available on my website, Raising of India by the Rays of India. Another great opportunity, one of the participants here is also there who attended my deliberations, my camps in northeast of the country, Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas. The Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari Center in the southwest of India probably has its activity in its best style, which is in the northeast of India. And I'm so happy. One of my students who attended many years back, that's my gift in my life. This year happens to be more better because of digital, like Bhavana Singh is with me today. She is doing her engineering. When she was in 9th or 10th class, she was my student, or maybe 11th or 12th, I don't remember. 10th or 9th, Bhavana? 9th. So you imagine, it's after 4 or 5 years. So there are great institutions, and I kept on meeting children in the Northeast, traveling every year. You know, those areas are not like Hyderabad or Bombay or Delhi. To travel 20 kilometers, sometimes you will have to take hours together. Probably I used to travel from here, the Brahmaputra river, the other side I will be staying. I am seeing the school on the other side. But to reach that other side, we will have to go 80 kilometers to get a bridge to cross the Brahmaputra. And sometimes we have crossed the Brahmaputra river when it was not having water. Probably small bridges made by local people, we used that. It's all risky. And going to such places, when I reach there with the bad condition, where no internet, no electricity sometime, because Amliang and all, when we go in the border, we don't even have electricity or no mobile towers, no connections. When I used to think, why should I go to such places and spend my time instead of staying in air condition in Hyderabad? I will not go next time. That's what I will decide when I return back. But next year again, they will call me for a program. I am irresistible. So I keep traveling again. Because the children are so much energetic, so powerful. I can see the real energy in youth in such places. There is a great saying that Vivekananda took his bath, learned his swimming in the river which is called Bhagirathi river. Bhagirathi is the river where he used to swim, because his house happened to be on the seashore of Bhagirathi river. You look at Bhagirathi river history in the mythology, which is the Indian mythology. You will see there is a great effort by who? You must find out which person, the great saint who dragged Ganga to Ganga. Yeah, that is why it is called Bhagiratha. That is why it is called the Bhagirathi river. And the effort itself is called Bhagiratha Prayatnam. Prayatnam means effort. So if somebody does a great Herculean task, that itself got a quote or tag name called this man is a person who can do great job in his life. And that used to have such a current of water flow that made Vivekananda with strong muscles. Not only he was a person with high spirituality, he was a person with a good physique. Ladies used to love him when he was in America. He got hundreds and hundreds of love letters. And his assistants used to tell that I will reply for your letters. Vivekananda used to tell, you cannot reply to somebody's love letter, because most of them were not spiritual letters, not questions. They were all love letters to him, because he was a young bachelor. There was a great story I quoted many places. Somebody said that one beautiful girl came and then said, she is very rich. I want to marry you to produce a children almost like you. Then Vivekananda said, why do you want to take a chance? Whether that may be a girl or a boy, or may look like me or may not look like me. But one guaranteed thing I can do is, I can call you as my mother from today onwards. So you take me as my son. Somebody who wanted to marry was considered as his mother by Vivekananda. His presence of mind, fabulous English, the way in which he speaks. I think I spoke in many places. If you just type in Dr. TPS, I don't even use sometimes the total name Swami Vivekananda. I call him as SVK. SVK, Swami Vivekananda. you can see lot of talks. So I thought today the book which I made, Raising of India by the Race of India, approximately 7 years back, happened to be the theme of this year's National Youth Day. The theme of this year National Youth Day happens to be exactly what I did 8 years back on Vivekananda, Raising of India by the Race of India. Use the power of youth so that the nation building is possible with the power of youth. That is the theme. So what I wanted my children who are participating today, I don't want to speak today because I spoke sufficiently enough. I want young people to contribute your views, and I'm sure you can do a much better because your brain is much sharper than mine. So I expect volunteers one by one who are all here, who are joining, could speak. I don't have to call name, don't have to wait for somebody. You can unmute and start. So I request you to speak, and then we could have discussions or maybe some dialogues or question answers. Maybe if you want to take question answers soon after that, you can do. Otherwise, we will go through a series of talk and then get into questions. So welcome all of you. I'm so happy that I have Charan here, Josmi and all, the person who helped me in making my books. There are a lot of people. Now Mahapatra is here, who stayed with me in my house. Gayatri is there, Archana is there. There are a lot of people. And we have somebody from Assam, philosophy professor Saharia is also there. And Jalaja Kumari from Cochin, who is heading the regional center for IGNU, just joined. I was just typing to Jalaja that we met 2007. It's almost 5,000 years, 5,000 days back we met.
Happy to see you, sir. Happy
Yeah.
to see you.
So I'm sure maybe children could start. Who want to speak now? Sri Lakshmi, ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good evening, respected Dr. TPS, sir, and to one and all present here. Mother India has 250 core arms, majority of which are the youth, who have the capacity to fulfill India's dreams. Country's power is on the youth. Youth has the ability to drive the economy and would improve future productivity and economic returns, which would lead to developed nation. Youth is the strength of country. Youth is the strength of a nation, and youth is the strength of a current world. Today's students are the leaders of the future. We have to develop youth to fulfill dreams of India. Building youth is the responsibility of the leaders, leading us to the right direction. Today, India is celebrating National Youth Day, 12th of January every year. And this particular day is the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. At this moment, I am remembering the words of Swami Vivekananda once told. In a day when you don't come across any problems, that means you're sure that you're traveling on a wrong path. Obstacles are a part of life. We have to develop the skill to fight those obstacles and problems. As a student and as a youth of India, I will try my level best for teamwork and inspire others to do something for the country on this particular day. Let us make better future for the country on this day. Let us make better future of the country by motivating the youth through the ways and ideas of Swami Vivekananda. Be proud to be an Indian. Jai Hind. Thank you so much, sir.
Good. Only few comments or corrections which I want to tell. When you said we, you use two words like country and nation.
Yes, sir.
Either we should stick to our country or we stick to our nation. Which one would you like to stick to?
As a nation.
Yeah, America always, or even the president of America will talk the countrymen. Because America is a country, it is not a nation. Do you know when a country becomes a nation? When an individual becomes a citizen. When you feel that you have something to contribute, you become a citizen for the nation. So a place, when you assume that you are staying in a lodge, in a hotel, I'm sure you don't feel at home. When you feel at home, that is called a nation. So we are not building country, we are building nation. The feeling is what should come first, the feeling of home. So each word has got great meaning. And again Sri Lakshmi used the word try. I kept on saying to all my students, don't use the word try, because that is actually a handicap's vision. You don't know whether you can do it, then you will keep trying. I'm sure every one of us can do it. Why should we try doing it? So don't use the word try. It's so glad that you said problems are essential in life. Problems are conflicts. And problems are conflicts. Conflicts are problems as long as you don't have solutions. And I'm sure no youth needs somebody's guidance to make them powerful to solve problems. You don't require anybody. The biggest problem in India is probably the youth is not given freedom. Youth is being pampered and pattered by their parents more than sufficiently enough, where the inner ability to guide themselves is lost. So it is not that somebody should make youth powerful. The youth have their own power. Give them freedom to become powerful. That is what is essential, I think. Good, well spoken, Sri Lakshmi. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. I am only seeing the next person in my screen. I think it is Bhavana. Bhavana has something. I'm sure Bhavana is grown up in Vivekananda's lap. Grown up in Vivekananda's lap. So she must have a lot of things to speak. Yeah. Louder, Bhavana. Your mic is little far, probably.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, everyone. Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm very much glad to have a chance to again to have a meet with you all, and on this auspicious day. So, according to me, youth is only the partner of today, but also the leader of tomorrow. Youth are full of energy, enthusiasm to learn, they act and achieve. They are the social actors who can perform to bring a revolutionary changes and improvement in society, and to develop a nation as well. In a steady pace, the youth of the country are educated, and their education is put on the right use. As Swami Vivekananda always wanted. Right now, I remember one of the sayings from Swami Vivekananda. As the theme which you have kept is rightly said by Swami Vivekananda, which is kept on the National Youth Day. So, but what we see, what is my observation is that majority of youth in country are uneducated, and most of them country and right, and this always leads to illiterate people of the country always hold back and hinder the progress of our nation. And the government must take a special effort to provide the right to education to them in order to make them think logically and rationally and open-mindedly. In just few years, I guess India will be have the largest population in the world, the large human capital, around 50 crores youth, and can contribute greatly to the nation building if their energies that to be properly and if their energies are properly channelized. So what I feel the role of youth in the nation building is very much crucial. They are problem solvers and have positive influence on other young people of our nation, and they are extremely ambitious, and they have the ability to create, influence, identify themselves and have a more true nation forward. So if the youth of country will be properly supported by their government and their salary, so youth can make beautiful stories and have a success and fight. That's what I can say.
Good. Next, who want to speak? Milk. Rida?
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Rida
Good
is
evening,
from,
everyone.
you can
I'm
introduce
Rida.
Rida. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm Rida, a ninth grade student from Scholars Indian School, Ras Al Khaimah. A nation is the culmination of the aspiration of its people. Its product is the dream of our great leaders and visionaries. So, I believe that it's our duty to involve and contribute to fulfill that long cherished dream, a nation. I'm a person without extraordinary abilities, but I believe that I can play a role in this great process with my humble abilities. Swami Vivekananda once said, "What we want is a generation of iron nerves and strong muscles." He emphasizes the importance of health and will look at our country. We have numerous issues. As a person who aspires to be a medical professional, I want to contribute to improve the health of the people of my nation. We know that if wealth is lost, something is lost. But if health is lost, everything is lost. At the wake of COVID-19, the entire world realized the importance of health. When I studied the health condition of our country, I realized that we have miles to go forward. Even though we made remarkable achievements, still we're suffering from serious health issues like malnutrition, high infant mortality and maternity rate, spread of contagious diseases, use of drugs and alcohol. In my school, I'm always a part of health and wellness club and participated in awareness programs. I want to continue this in my life. I want to console and treat the sick and wretched and bring them back to life and life. We have to educate people about healthy individuals to bring change in the health sector. And nation cannot be built by weak people.
Is there a technical issue, Rida? Yeah.
Sir,
You are
I was
audible.
not able to use it.
You are audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, continue.
Sir, I finished it.
Yeah, just conclude the last sentence. That was missing.
Yes, sir. A nation cannot be built by weak people. I want to dedicate my life to pursue this mission.
Good. So, Vivekananda always believed in the fivefold development. Well done, Rida. She is from Ras Al Khaimah, UAE. Earlier, we had the first talk by Sri Lakshmi. She was in Kuwait. Now shifted to Kottayam. I find most of the people who stay out from India, probably they are more patriotic, they feel for the nation than probably the Indians who are living in India. Vivekananda always had fivefold development principle: physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual. So the strong fivefold development is what is essential for the youth to improve themselves and also to contribute. Only when you are fit, you can start contributing to somebody else. Great done. So I have Josmi here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Josmi is one who probably sharing all my videos which are put on YouTube, on Facebook, and she.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, namaste.
I'm so happy to see you after such a long time.
You are not
Namaste
seen,
to
Josmi.
everyone present here. Hello, sir.
You are not seen. Your
Hope
video
I'm
is.
audible.
Yeah, you are audible. Good enough. Yeah. Speak.
Sir, your own thoughts. Dr. T.P. Shashikumar talks on courage that I want to share with everyone. Shall I, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Continue, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome.
The sir has talked about courage, and I have jolted it in my diary. So I am speaking that only. The courage is in balancing the goal, role, and value. As sir always has taught us, we should have a goal, a role, and a value. What one has to do, what not to do, what to reject, what to accept, for whom to do, and not for whom. These are at the disposal of the individual. Keep your activity on. If you never feel, I should not have done it and don't care others, feelings in these, decide what to do. Go ahead. That needs courage. It will come by experience, by birth, from the support of others. Check. Are you at the right place? Then sir has shared 4 steps towards God. First one is neglect who oppose bhakti. Second, mercy to those who are materialistic and not spiritual. Third, friendship with bhakta. Fourth is love for God. And rituals and religion are the path, not the God. Then 6 enemies. I have pointed down when sir was speaking. 6 enemies of a person is kama, krodha, lobha, moha, pride, and violence. Then sir says that peace and satisfaction should be the ultimate aim of life. Satisfaction is when one's desires are fulfilled. Peace is a state of mind. Don't have desire, remove fear with courage. Remove fear with courage. And one small table also I have made what sir has told me, not to me, to all of us. Remove remove fear with courage, which gives us happiness. Happiness will give us bliss, and bliss will make us enlightened. Thank you, sir. This was your own words. I just shared, and you gave me the opportunity. Thank you so much, sir, for such an opportunity.
I know Josmi is one who follows word by word. She used to listen to my talk and then type down all that in the text form and then send me. I have not seen a dedicated person who follows me like this. Probably for maybe more than 10 years, Josmi, more than now 15 years?
Yes, sir, 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10.
16 years, I think.
Yeah, now she is
16 years.
a teacher in Bhavans, and she used to refer, probably teach my books, Life Made Simple, to teach English to children, right, Josmi?
Each and every story of that I am sharing with my students, sir. Still.
Good.
The Bata story everybody knows in the school, Bhavans. Bata story is very familiar.
Yeah. Good. Josmi is from Palakkad. She was in Delhi in her childhood, right?
Dehradun, sir.
Dehradun,
Mussoorie
yeah.
and Dehradun.
Dehradun, yeah. Yeah. Now who
I'm
won?
so happy to see you once again, sir. So
Thank
happy.
you.
Really blessed.
Great. Now who want to speak?
Good evening everyone, one and all present here. Namaste sir. After a long time I am meeting you virtually.
Though we are in Hyderabad.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
True. And continuing with Josmi ma'am's what she has said and how you have written down, I got the quotations. Yesterday when I saw your poster, I was in the class, so I thought, let me put something, and under your guidance at least I can share to my next generations certain things. So same context, Swami Vivekananda has said, my countrymen should have the nerves of steel, muscles of iron, and minds like thunderbolt. These are the words quoted by Swami Vivekananda. As a man of immense knowledge, Swamiji knew that it is the only means to uplift the nation, the country's positions in global arena is empowering the youth. So it is the only this day, that means the 12th of January, Swamiji's birth anniversary, that is rightfully marked as National Youth Day. The very future of our country lies in the hands of high-spirited, energetic youth. It has become all the more important to channelize their power towards the greater goal of nation building. And I remember when I was with Sir, for almost a week or 10 days, I was there at Naduville. There we were talking, one topic was there when everybody left. I think I remember me, my son and Falgun were there. And hand count, 3 to 4, rest all left. That time we were talking about nation building. Out of nowhere, we started making flowers made of plastic, then other activity. In between, we started talking about nation building. Now, in the entire, almost it was a stretch of 2 hours or maybe more than pre-lunch sessions we were starting, and we delayed the lunch because we were talking. We did not eat. Me and Sir were sitting at. So what I summed up, it is still in my diary. Sir knows that I have a diary and I also note it. So I thought this is the correct occasion to find out. I mean, I can sum up with or share with all of you. This, to Sir, what I understood then, what is nation building? Let's first understand. Nation building, if you go to politicians, if you go to bureaucrats, they have different connotations, different definitions of what is nation building, how we can this, that. They will, with much pomp and show, they can present that nation building. But Sir taught us very simple way, according to the guidelines of Swami Vivekananda. Nation building is structuring or constructing the nation by using its own resource. Who are the best resource? They are the youth. Though United Nations have defined the age group of 16 to 24 as typical youth, actually that is the most vulnerable period, and that in the generations, we can change the mind. We can make this, young minds, you can shape them, channelize them for proper, actually a highly integrated and spiritually stable mind has the capacity to influence and consolidate and channelize the zestful youth. That is what Sir that day discussed. And from there, I carried the notebook, and there itself I have noted down. Now, thanks to Jasmine ma'am, then she continued, and I got the chance to say what is courage. According to the line length of courage is something, it is hands-on. When you, suppose you don't know how to, and I remember life, Sir described life, how to ride bicycle. It is not that Sir will teach how to ride the bicycle. It is the way. Sir will show the way, in which way. That may be, tar road or blackpot road, that may be kacha road. But point is that here again comes Vivekananda's principle. It shows that do not give up. Uttishta jagrata, prapya vran nivodayat. We were discussing on that. Thank you so much, Sir, giving me an opportunity. Again, I revived all those Naduville memories, 2017, what we had spent with you. And I remember we discussed this also, this point.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sir.
I was so glad that not only Naduville, we had conducted a few days of camp in Monali Mahapatra's school, where she is a teacher. Twice.
Yes, sir.
We met 3-4 programs that were all celebrations. And she came with her son and a few friends and stayed with me. And probably that is the only time when I opened up my art, craft, dance, all such activities.
Nail painting, everything we did. When
Yeah.
everybody left, we four were there.
Yeah. Because craft is something which everyone has to do with hands. There is a great saying, every person who is using his hands for some craft has got the creativity inbuilt in them. Today we don't even allow children to open up their ability of art and craft became a sideline apart from the education become the mainstream. But the new education policy again is bringing it back. Craft, art, everything has to be part of curriculum but not co-curriculum. Yeah.
True, sir.
It is not a
Because
co-curricular
competence
activity,
is integrated.
it has to be a curricular activity. The courage is what gives you a lot of happiness because any adventure is courage. When an adventure with courage makes you happier, the negative aspect of that is a danger, risk that gives you fear. Activity is one and the same. Mount climbing, jumping, swimming, everything is courageous, adventurous, enjoyment activity for somebody who is strong, not only in body but in mind also. The manas also has to be strong. Otherwise, you know swimming, but still you can swim fearfully. So I keep saying that is the difference. So the youth, I am sure they have lot of courage, they have lot of enjoyment, they have the spirit, they take it as an entertainment. But as elderly people, they always look at everything is risky, everything is dangerous. Therefore, the enjoyment is not there, only fear is there. These are the antonyms for the words which Mahapatra said. Nicely said. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We have with us Parameshwar ji also. He is a writer. He is an engineer probably. By the time I took birth, he became retired from or maybe working senior positions in electricity department. We have somebody else. I am seeing Vinita Vishwanathan. You are in an office or at home? You are muted, beta.
Hello?
You are in an office?
Sir, I'm in a office.
Okay. You want to speak or you want to listen?
Only I want to listen only.
Good.
Namaste, I'm Adira. I hail from Kottayam. We all know that on 12th January we do celebrate National Youth Day in honor of Swami Vivekananda Ji's ideals and principles. On this occasion, I would like to share my personal perspective on nation building. In my view, individual development leads to national development. In some way or other, each of our services and actions are contributing to national building, but we are not aware of it. But being aware of our own actions and transforming and preparing ourselves a bit more will help us to contribute more to transform our nation. As Mahatma Ji once pointed out, growth or development begins from within. The second thing would be utilizing the opportunity to learn about new and different things. And I would like to quote Vivekananda Ji on this particular issue. Educate and raise the masses, then alone nation is possible. And I'm concluding my words. Thank you.
Now we have Charan. Charan, yes, probably Charan is the one who arranged maybe 10 years back, exactly in January.
Yes, sir.
We had the largest group of students. My largest group of students address was arranged by Charan. He is from Anantapur. He is a great writer by himself. He is a blogger. He was a journalist. He is a tech man. Not that Mahapatra stayed with me, but I stayed with the Charan and then he fed me, he took care of me, and a lot of contacts and connections. And recently we had a get together of Anantapur. I keep saying Anantapur and Kerala is very close because we also have got Thiru Anantapur.
Anantapatmana also.
Thiruvananthapuram is Thiruvanantapur. So without Thiru it becomes Anantapur. Yeah. Charan.
Yes, sir. Actually, even I heard that in Anantapur also there was temple of Ananta Padmanabha.
Yeah, we mentioned
that's
that.
why-
We mentioned
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Firstly, like, Swami Vivekananda is, I mean, is through which, I just came to know what is Bharat. Because, in the process of, knowing what is our country and what exactly the strength of our country is, and how different it is, because every nation has got its own identity. So we need not to mimic, we should not aspire to be, or we should not aspire to mimic other countries, because every nation has got its own individuality and its own character. So I was in search of that. In that process, I came to Ramakrishna Math during my engineering days, because Swami Vivekananda is the open source for everyone, like whomever want to learn about nation or its culture or its richness. So it was accessible very much. So I just happened to go to Ramakrishna Math, and that's where I met Shashi Kumar sir. First time in the Ramakrishna Math. So the first thing which struck me, even today I remember what sir said is, I was confused on what is education, first of all. Is it what the engineering degrees we do? If so, what if, if a man is is having full handful of degrees, and he is a drug addict, or is is completely alcoholic and all sort of bad habits and all he has, but still he has very good educational background. So do we really call him educated, or is this what we call education? So that's where the answer to my question came from Shashi Kumar sir during Ramakrishna Math. That is, even today I remember that sloka, sir. Acharyat padam adate, padam shishasvameva, padam cha brahmacharibhya, padam cha kalakramena cha. And another sloka which I learned from you is savidyaya vimuktaye. Education is the one which liberates you and which gives you freedom. So that's where I understood what is freedom. Like, freedom is not getting relieved from somebody's or just transfer of control. It is Arishad Vargas, which we conquer and which we overcome. Only then we can enjoy the true bliss and the true of what you are, the soul of what you are. So only then you can enjoy the bliss. So these two things, which I always feel very much blessed to learn from Shashi Kumar sir in Ramakrishna Math. That too, I think, like as a scientist said, so everything is a cosmic arrangement. Stephen Hawking, I guess. Everything is a cosmic arrangement, and that's how I just met Shashi Kumar sir in Ramakrishna Math. That too, under the shadow of Swami Vivekananda. So I'm very glad for that, and yes, sir. I think that's what I just like to share.
That's what Charan, thank you, reminding the days in Ramakrishna Math and the association which we had. Swami Vivekananda always says education is for man making. There is a man inside you which is not blossomed, which comes into light only when you get educated. The purpose of education is to make you a human. Otherwise, you are only look like a human but have the quality of an animal. Manushya Rupena Mrigashcharanti. That is what such people are. Uneducated people who walks, but they are like animals. So education polished them to become more human, more social. So if you are not social and human, you are not. I think the education principles of Vivekananda, many lectures of mine during the last 1 year on new education policy, I kept referring to the book written by Swami Vivekananda, My India, the Eternal India. Probably that is one of the best book which every educator has to read. There are only few pages dedicated to education. It is about nation building only. And that, to understand that, you need, probably I would have read it hundreds and thousands of times. Still the meaning has not been totally understood. So I am sure there are great thoughts of Swami Vivekananda on education and nation building. He has seen it together. Today's one of the biggest trap is education, which is not in the new line. Though great philosophers, like the other day when somebody wanted to speak on national education policy, I did not touch upon the new national education policy at all. I was only talking about what our great philosopher Sarvepalli spoke about education and said that same thing is there in today's national education policy. The problem is not about the policies, the problem is about implementation. I remember in Kottayam CMS College, the oldest college in the South India, where I was talking on national education policy. Mine was the first lecture on national education policy in a series of lectures. I said nothing new, it's all same philosophy what Vivekananda said, and in our Indian philosophy what Radhakrishnan spoke. Good reminder for me. Thank you, Charan.
Yes, sir. I would like to add only one more point.
Yeah.
Sir. That is, I think, even I request you to speak on that, sir. It's on the significance of community development in education. Because I see that is the biggest problem here. Because being in Anantapur, I don't know what is Anantapur, but I know very well about US and its capital, its population, everything. But I don't know problems of Anantapur. So our education policy, our education should be oriented towards empowering communities or community development. That's the only request I.
The new education policy, which is going to be probably, if it becomes implementable, the implementation have got a lot of hurdles. Basically because it is not under central. It is a state prerogative whether to implement or not. I am sure we are going to have some sort of a close relationship with society where we understand what is local in the new education policy. Because we are not going to have that sort of an examination pattern in the 5+3+4 instead of 10+2. We are not going to have children closed in the rooms. I have a great dream of having similar schools. Tomorrow I am there in one place which is 100 kilometers away from Hyderabad. Probably Charan will know the place. That is Vande Mataram Foundation has got Aksharavanam. Yeah, that's if you want, you could join tomorrow when I am there. There is a parents training program happening there. They have 120 children, 180 children staying there and learning without any syllabus up to 10th class. Stay in that place, enjoy learning, stitching, crafting, painting, construction, agriculture, farm, everything. It's a beautiful principle which is getting implemented. The authorities were there here to invite me for the program, and tomorrow I am going to be there full day. I am going to learn what they are doing. I know what they are doing. If you go to my YouTube, if you look at my playlist, you can see Aksharavanam, Vande Mataram Foundation, because whatever they have outside their website, what others spoke, I was learning from that, and all that has been put into my playlist. So they live a life with nature. I am sure when you live a life with nature, you have to be local. So I believe that education should be local and think globally. I keep calling it as glocal. Global thoughts and local life, glocal. So a person has to be glocal, and education has to be edutainment. So probably if everything works well, we will have to duplicate that sort of situation in different places. That is one of my next step which I am planning to take. Because we need not to talk about human values. Live in human values so that you can become torchbearers and then you start spreading it across. We may not be able to change the whole nation, but if we can change a few people, I am sure that is what we have in front of us. Though probably I must have shared it to 1,000 people, we have only 15 people gathering here, because that is good enough. We don't make a lot of changes with large people. Changes are only made with only few handsome people. I think we can be torch bearers and we can take this forward. That is close to Sagar. Um, 100 kilometers away from Hyderabad. We have Srinivas here, my old student who learned Master of Business Administration. I had also a role of a MBA professor for some time. That time Srinivas was my student. Srinivas, you like to speak? Now he is a teacher.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaste, Srinivas.
Sir, thank you for me remembering me, sir, still now.
I
I'm very
remember
glad to
every
meet you,
every
sir.
person who goes in front of me also.
Okay, sir. I'm really very thankful to you, sir. And I don't have the words to speak now, sir, because I'm unable to speak now also, sir. And a few words, sir, regarding the youth. On this National Youth Day, the youth, they have the capability and they have the strength, but if they put their total efforts in their achievements, they will achieve the success, sir. The teenage is the most important stage in the human life, I think, because that is a stage where they have extra capacity, capable to do many things. I done, sir. Thank you.
Good, Srini.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we have. You had to unmute better. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sajeev.
Sir, I would like to ask one question.
Yeah.
Sir, what were some beliefs of Swami Vivekananda, and what one should learn from the life of Swami Vivekananda?
It is very clear. Vivekananda had strong muscles. You have to be physically strong.
Okay.
You have to be emotionally controlled. There are a lot of occasions where he has shown he is emotionally controlled. I gave an example of one beautiful girl coming and then talking to him. There were a lot of struggles. If you look at the documentaries on Vivekananda, you will see how much troublesome was his life in America. How much troublesome was his younger childhood when he was feeling totally upset about the education. He wanted to look for a confused mind. He don't know whether God exists. He was in search of God. And Ramakrishna became so close to him. Ramakrishna used to feel upset not meeting Vivekananda on an evening by. If he don't meet every day, he feels upset. You can imagine a teacher becomes upset not meeting a student. You understood? So he was like, there were a lot of great examples. See, when Vivekananda has to go abroad, that time Ramakrishna was not there. Ramakrishna and Vivekananda stayed together only for 6 years. But then Ramakrishna's wife was the head of the institution, Sharada Mata. That is why Sharada Mata is also considered as equally a saintly person who nurtured, taken care of Swami Vivekananda. There is a great saying when Swami Vivekananda was to test by Sharada Mata whether he became totally matured to serve the nation. When she wanted a knife, Sharada Mata asked Vivekananda, "Get me that knife." Generally, I am sure every one of us will show the knife like this to anybody. Because I am holding the handle and I am offering the knife to somebody else. So where are you to catch that knife? You will have to catch here. The receiver will have to catch here, right? This is a bad method of offering something to somebody. Because when you catch, the receiver can get damage. You are safe, the giver is safe, but the receiver is not safe. Even if it falls, the sharp edge will be falling on him. But Vivekananda offered the knife like this to Sharada Mata. The way of offering is that you are safe, you can take it. You understood? So each and every action, that is what the care of a teacher has to be. I don't know how many good teachers we have today who look at everything. Probably sometimes people look at me as a tough person because I keep looking at small things and then commenting. Don't do this like this, do like this, do like this. I keep on telling. Because we have that ability to look at things, probably we will become more careful, more and more careful. So Vivekananda was such a person who had a great intellect. He don't require time to read books. When he was really sick also, big bundle of books comes to him. He just looks at it and says, yeah, you ask any question, I can answer from that. Because when you are creative, Brahma is within you. I am sure Saraswati will come to you. Knowledge comes to you. Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Inside your Hridayam, when you have Brahma, you don't have to read. If you just look at it, you remember things. So I am sure Vivekananda had such a great ability. And he was so social. He don't mind going around, talking to people, mixing people. He went around India. Not that to give speeches. He wanted to learn what India is. That's why when Sharan was telling, actually, you want to learn India, you must look at Vivekananda. It is his own word. You want to learn India? Look at me. I am the contents to India. That's what he said. I am the contents to India. You tell me how many Indians have that ability to tell like that. I am the condensed India. He walked around. From the northeast, he reached to southwest Kerala also, right? And he traveled, not today, those days. You imagine those days traveling across is not that simple. When he was traveling in the ship, he met Tata. When he met Tata, he asked Tata, where are you going? He said, we are going to buy steel. I said, why are you not buying steel? Why can't you produce steel? We have minerals here. Extract and make steel. That's how Tata's steel plant came. And then to the same Tata, he said, don't learn from somebody else. Teach and learn here, do research. That's why Tata Institute came. The association between Tata and Vivekananda was very strong. The association between Vivekananda and the Mysore Palace was very strong. That's why he put a word to Mysore Palace. Land was given for institute. That's why it came in Bangalore. So he was a highly influential person, socially influential. That is why there were a lot of speakers, more than 40 speakers in one day in Chicago. Next day newspaper, only one person's name came. That's Vivekananda. Rest of the people were all grey beard, old fellows. None of them had any, they all had big papers, beautiful books where whole lecture was prepared. He went offhand, nothing to hand, and that too 3.5 minutes. What a great speech. It was thunder. So I am sure he was a good communicator because intellect was good, emotionally strong, physically strong, right? Spiritually, he was a condensed Veda, Upanishad, everything condensed and put in his, all the quotations. When you read quotations, all the quotes are highly poetical. That is why it remains in somebody's manas all the time. It is in you because it is poetical. And what are those quotes? For me, I may not see something new when Vivekananda's quotations are read because most of them are in our Upanishads and Vedas. But putting those tough language, Sanskrit, which are all highly abstract, beautiful musical quotations comes in English by Vivekananda. That is because his English was also fantastic. He had a beautiful language. So, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, socially, and physically strong. That is what is to be learned and emulated from Swami Vivekananda's abilities. I think he himself is a life with a message. A man with a life with a message. That's why Tagore himself said, you want to learn about India, look at Vivekananda. Tagore said, you want to learn India, look at Vivekananda. That's it. And Bengal is such a place, we have a huge number of people, like you are all blessed to be with the neighboring states. You are from Bihar, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Samastipur.
Yeah, so you are very close to Bengal. We all look from here to the northeast saying that, yeah, Bhagavans are there. Tagore was there, Swami Vivekananda was there. Most of the great personalities came from there.
Sir, is it true that Swami Vivekananda never met Rabindranath Tagore?
Chances are less.
Though they lived
Though they
in the
lived
same
together, chances are less. But I keep saying Kerala is blessed because Swami Vivekananda came to Kerala and then he told all the people are cranky, crazy people. There is a great saying, the land of mad people. That is what Vivekananda called about Kerala, because they were mad with religious frustrations. The levels in which today North India is like that, now Kerala is not like that. Those days Kerala was like that. And then we had a great saintly person called Sri Narayana Guru. He changed the Kerala into a place of harmony with the different religious groups. That is when Tagore came to Kerala. And he said, this is not that Kerala which Vivekananda saw, I am seeing a new Kerala. And just because of one man, and that is Swami Narayana, and that Sri Narayana, who was a great Swami, was admired by Tagore. Though they lived together, Tagore and Vivekananda must not have had a dialogue, but they knew each other. That is why Tagore said, look at Vivekananda. They were into two different fields. Basic reason is, Tagore was always like a majestic, great personality who stays away from the society.
Yeah.
He was like a kingly life. He was an aristocratic man. His combinations and colleagues and collaboration was only with the great poets in the whole world. Whereas Vivekananda was one who was living in poverty, daily begging and eating. So I am sure that could be one of the reasons.
Thank you, sir.
And Swami Vivekananda is one who predicted India will get freedom 50 years from now. In 50 years from now means when?
1900.
Yeah, 1900, 3 years before that. 1897. 1897 he said 50 years from now India will get freedom. But that time Congress never thought about the freedom. You can imagine, Congress political people did not think about the freedom. Vivekananda predicted India will get freedom. 50 years from, exactly 50 years from then, India got independence. Tagore indirectly had patriotism, indirectly had nationalism. He was part of writing national anthem for India. Mahatma Gandhi called Tagore Gurudev. Gurudev called Mahatma Gandhi. The name Mahatma came because Tagore called the great person Mahatma Gandhi, the Mahatma. The name came from the Tagore. So they had good collaboration. But I am sure Vivekananda influenced Mahatma Gandhi in terms politically, becoming a great human value person. Probably one person who understood Vivekananda during the freedom struggle would have been Mahatma Gandhi. Anybody else who want to speak, or we could call it a day?
Namaskaram, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Anup. Anup Krishnan.
Introduce Anup.
Sir, I have completed my masters from Jammu Central University, sir, in MA National Security Studies.
I know, but I want others to know. That's why I'm saying.
During my college days, I met TPS on a camp, on a state level camp.
WWS.
Yes, sir. Focus camp.
Walk with a scholar.
Walk with a scholar program.
Yeah.
Sir, I have made some points. I hope I can share it.
Sure.
The first one is about introducing Swamiji's teachings in our daily education curriculum from school to colleges, so that children will be given an idea rather than just celebrating one particular day. It will be, if it is part of the daily curriculum, it will be really good. And secondly, I feel like in education system also, parents insist like children should go for engineering or medical. There is a kind of a peer pressure is there. So once children are introduced to such teachings, then there will be a possibility that they can explore their own heart and they can follow that and achieve success. Secondly, as sir is a space scientist, I am also interested in that. So I believe like India's future will be like derived from, India's national power will be derived from space power. So it will be great if we have a great amount of investment, human investment, as well as a greater focus on space development in the coming years. And third is about indigenization of like taking about more and more Indian technology and Indian values or Indian science rather than going for depending upon something Western. We have a tendency to glorify the West, so it will be better if we look inside and make something like what the Prime Minister is now telling, like the Atmanirbhar or Make in India. So these are the few areas which I wanted to touch upon. And in a conclusion, I wanted to say like in today's society, I don't feel there is a celibacy as a very important. I don't think that is there. In the olden system, I think in education also celibacy played an important role. As Swami Vivekananda is also a lifetime celibate. So if that we can reinvent that, it can make a great change in the future of the nation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Anup had the opportunity to be part of the intelligent students group in Kerala, who are governed by few experts. Collectively there were camps, and that's where I met Anup, which is called Walk with a Scholar. I did another program, the Walk with a Scholar. The scholars are mentored by teachers in the colleges. After meeting lot of students and associating for few years, I organized a program which is called Mentors Navigation Program. How to create mentors all across Kerala colleges. So I traveled or I drove myself more than 6,000 kilometers in Kerala. Driving 6,000 kilometers in Kerala is not easy because Kerala itself is only 400 kilometers. So you can imagine how many times I must have done zigzag to cover 6,000 kilometers. And I taught a lot of teachers to become mentors. Most of the time, we believe that what we have to learn is from syllabus. I am sure we are introduced to Vivekananda, Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, all of them from the literature books which are prescribed in the humanities, probably not as a history book. There may be some stories about Vivekananda. Otherwise, I am sure today Rida will not be able to know who is Vivekananda. Because somewhere, some textbook, something is mentioned about Vivekananda, right? In the textbook. So it is there in the syllabus. We may not have about Vivekananda, but some stories about Vivekananda would have been part of the syllabus in different places where it need to be mentioned, and then you are introduced to him. Our focus was in technology because we are looking at the West for all the developmental activity which happens in India, and India needs development. So when India needs development, we have to have youth who are really educated in technology. That is why the importance was given. Whatever has been done is not bad. That is why we are able to speak today in this forum, in the virtual field. Because India is having technology and Indians are contributing towards development of technology. When the East is looking to the West for the technology, when the development happens, they become self-stable. After that, no development, because you are already developed totally. What they will do? They will look for spirituality. That is why Western people are looking towards East. See, imagine from 1970 onwards, all the great saints, including Vivekananda, became Vivekananda because he went to West and spoke. Chinmaya Swami became Chinmaya because he went to America and then established a Chinmaya mission there. Because there is a lot of great market. I also enjoyed teaching Americans Bhagavad Gita and then Sunday dialogues, which were all more serious because they are all having that ability to understand. Look at today, I don't think we have got the parents of 40, 50 age who will listen and learn to me continuously for 2 years to learn Bhagavad Gita is impossible in India. But I could get 20 people listening to me continuously every Saturday for 2 years at least. Because India people, they don't have time. They are too busy. What is that they are busy? Taking care of their children, crying around, gossiping, looking at the TV and all that. There will be a stage in which after some time they will feel fed up with that and then they will start turning. Maybe too late. So, what happens in India, whatever happened in India, what is going to happen in India is going to lead India in a better style. I don't think the Prime Minister, when Nehru was there, he could have talked about Atmanirbhar because there was nothing to feed the people also. We had poverty. We had ration. We had great projects. All the great reservoir projects came during Nehru's time. The great institutions came during Nehru's time. The IIT, NIT, Space Department, Atomic Energy Department, all the great technology departments came not today. It all came during the earlier government when Nehru was ruling. Because as you had freedom, there is a building up a nation which has had to happen. When you build up, then you can think about the rest of the things. So, I am sure we are on the right path. We are on the right path and probably the world will decide. Now the richest person in the world is who? Who is the richest person in the world?
They're the owner of Amazon.
Elon Musk, sir.
Elon Musk. Because just because of you look at the way in which the share market is growing. If the share market is growing, he becomes richest. So today Elon Musk is the richest because many people contributed money to him. Only to rich people will contribute money. So when India becomes rich, I am sure many people will come to India. Therefore, we will not have to look outside. People will start coming back to India. That is what is going to happen, I am sure. Elon Musk is also looking at space. His mission is to space. Right? He had got great dreams. He is a man of money with great dreams. So I am sure India will have and India will have a better future. The 2050, probably India will become the Loga Guru. I don't know how to comment, but we had a great president who said 2020 is going to be a great year for India. We had 2020 vision. The 2020 vision became COVID vision. If Abdul Kalam was alive and I am sure people will not like him talking about the 2020 vision because 2020 was horrible for us. Probably 2050, let us look at 2030, 35. India want to become maybe the fourth richest in the world. The fourth richest country in the world. That itself is a great dream. With the 5 trillion. With the 5 trillion money when we have, I am sure India will become great. We don't know, the other countries will become more than that time. So it's a big race. So if 5 trillion to 8 trillion we can reach in next few years, I am sure India is going to be the richest. Yeah. Good thoughts, Anup. Anup is always daring. That's why from Kerala he went to Kashmir to do his post-graduation. We are constantly in touch.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Anup
so
is a good, brilliant student. Now pursuing PhD, Anup?
So right now I have got a scholarship, so preparing for civil services, and after that I hope I can do the research.
Yeah. I want you to tell that. That's why I said. I knew that you got a scholarship. Is meritorious scholarship. The scholarship is paying him for preparing for civil service. So if you are bright, brilliant, you don't have to look for reservations. The other day I remember I was talking about the bad practice of reservations and all that is stupid because meritorious people doesn't require. If you are not meritorious, your brain is not working, you need reservation. Good. Anybody else? I hope today was a great day. All of us shared great thoughts. Yeah, Jalaja is there, who is the regional head of IGNU in Kerala. Dr. Jalaja Kumari. I had the fortune of going to her college when she was principal of a training college to teach educational technology. Beautiful days. lucky that the landslide did not came the time I was there. Probably the same lodge became under mud in the last season. Jalaja, you are...
I'm so happy in this evening because seeing you first, then seeing many brilliant youths all over India and meritorious students from south to the north end of region.
We personally met last time when I came for the teachers program in your institute.
Yes, sir.
IGNOU, there was a teachers training program.
My teacher, one of my greatest teachers you are. Sir, actually I was thinking about, because always we were, your local strategy and global, that thought, that was thing I think they strike my mind today. Always I am getting a glimpse, a spark from you. Whenever I am hearing you, I think I got very little chance to hear you. 1 second I am thinking about what type of education is going on nowadays in our country. I don't know what our education policy will do, what our this Haribari education will do. Actually, Swami Vivekananda was believed that education is the character formation. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the process of character formation. So the role of in number our youth is they are great and they are huge in number. But I think the destination of their educational objectives is being minimized into individualization. And no, it is not like the spiritual attainments, nothing else. Spiritual is not simply spiritual. It is related everywhere in our life. That is what I believe. Whatever good things we are doing, there is a touch of spirituality.
Yesterday, I had a TED Talks. The TED Talk, I mentioned that I don't believe in half an hour meditation. People have to meditate 23.5 hours. So he was asking a clarification, and today I posted a video. You must look at it. When you get dedicated yourself totally into your work, that itself is a meditation. So we believe in Himalayan tradition. Meditation is not closing your eyes.
Yeah.
Meditation is opening eyes and being active in the life which you wanted to be. Assume Dr. Jalaja Kumari is not happy with working with the files. You must quit. That's what I did. I was part of government in a higher position. I decided I wanted to enjoy my life and serve the society. I just left. But you need a lot of courage. You need a lot of support from family. You need support from society. Everything is essential. So I'm sure...
I was jealousy with you for ever. I had jealousy with you because you have that opportunity, you have that liberty, you have that freedom. I don't know, many things you have.
Everybody has got opportunity. But what is not there is you don't have an attitude to look at the opportunity. I keep saying opportunities will not give you job. Attitude, opportunity and skill. All the three together has to come to make you a performer. Otherwise, why we have Parashuramji, the Parameshwarji who is sitting in the group here. He is a person who has written many books. At this age also he talks about different energy levels, spirituality. He is thinking about, whenever we discuss only such things. So, I have got youth with me, I have got elderly people with me. I was blessed with great gurus and teachers who have great opportunity to interact with them. If we don't interact with such people, we don't learn. So to get interaction, probably you need some free time. That always I found. Yeah. So if that is not available, I am sure we will not have this freedom. We had a great, you are a great leader. See, I may not remember the conference, convention, talk where you attended, and I was I think the last speaker also. In the keynote address, I was there, and the last concluding also I was there. But then what I remember with Jalaja is we travelled together in the train. So that free time discussion was more memorable than the academic discussion we had. You understood?
Yes, yes.
So we need free time. When we talk in a seminar, it is entirely different. Now Mahapatra also was, Monali was mentioning, not that I went to her school and then gave class lecture. She is only remembering she stayed with me in my camp. Understood?
Right, sir.
So
Correctly pointed out.
that informal, I am sure why Bhavana is remembering me is not because of my lectures. We had lot of activities around. I keep running around, talking to people, making fun. I pull all the children to the stage. I don't speak. Probably children will come to the stage. That's what I do. Mahapatra first wanted to introduce me. I said, keep quiet. You don't have to introduce me. Sit down, I said.
I do remember whenever you are there around, and I keep telling all my students that I met such a person. I won't dare to read out the profile page of 4 pages. I will not do that mistake again. I always say
So
to
what
my
is
students,
essential is we need to have our own freedom. If that freedom is given, I am sure you will start exploring what you have inside you. And that will get you good opportunities. You don't have to look for opportunities. You can create opportunities.
True, sir.
Opportunities are there everywhere. See, I'll tell you, last year I went to America. I was in a small town called Columbus. In that Columbus, probably there were people who stayed 50 years. Then only 10 people. I went and stayed 2 weeks, 3 weeks. By the time I know the whole Indian community. I used to go, you must see some of the pictures. There used to be dishes which comes from different houses. Any item which you can think of India, everything was on my dining table whenever I want. Got it? So, there was an Englishman who was trying to make a social contact, community building. They were telling we are not able to do it, and Dr. TPS could do it in few months. I made that program also called Bridge to Indiana. That state is called Indiana state. I said India to Indiana. India, na India. India, na. That is how the name. You must watch that program. You must see the way in which the spiritual things were explored and given to the local English kids were learning our Dasha Avatar. It's very difficult to communicate to them what is Dasha Avatar. You understood?
Yes.
But you must see how I made it like a drama in which children were exploring, looking at, learning by themselves. I am sure those children still will remember all the 10 avatars. It was just few minutes, 10 minutes we can teach them to an unknown person. I conducted a program called Ethnic Expo was there, in which
Yes.
Malayalam, Assamese, Bangla and Gujarati, Kashmiri, Hindi, Sanskrit. 6 language songs were sung by local American people there. Verse by verse, line by line, I taught to them. And then we had a group mixing together. I am sure you have time, you have opportunity, but you don't have an attitude, nothing will work. So most essential is attitude. It is not that I was not having office, I was not working when I was into social activity. I met Charan when I was a scientist. I was busy, but I found all Saturday, Sundays, I found all evenings and early mornings. Mornings 7 o'clock I was in Ramakrishna Math and teach 1 hour, then go to office to attend at 9 o'clock. Evening 5:30 the office is over, I will run to Ramakrishna Math, teach there and then reach home at 9 o'clock. I am sure, that's what I said, you need backing of your family, you need backing of your children, wife, parents, all that is required. Jalaja is blessed, otherwise Jalaja cannot become director here, otherwise you would have been in Adimali as a teacher, right?
Sure.
So I am sure. So you are not, see, how many teachers in Kerala at your level in a training center would have become principal at your age? Not many. I will see elderly, old people only become principal, right? But you are heading that institute. It's a beautiful place.
At 37,
Yeah.
I was a guest.
And then you became director. The center, you reaching to IGNOU regional center is not that simple. You understood? So you are doing good. You are a great leader. I make you as an example and tell many people. Good, well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Anyway, my evening becomes best by seeing you, by hearing you, by interacting and listening the interactions of our brilliant youth.
I think Milka was there, but she is not seen now. Anybody else? Bimal, Thomas, I am seeing. Abraham, Santosh. Anoop spoke. Gayatri is there. Gayatri is from Thiruvananthapuram.
Yes, sir.
Gayatri, you can speak better.
Sir, I don't.
You want to learn. Good. Good enough then? Tata, bye
Sir,
bye.
may I speak, sir, Srinivas?
Yeah, Srini, welcome.
Srinivas.
Yeah, Srinivas, welcome.
Thank you. Sir, what are the suggestions you are going to give to the youth, sir? In few words, 10 sentences.
I have no great sentences to say. I have only one word to say. Most of the youth are lazy.
Sir.
They are in a comfort zone. That
Yes,
is
sir,
the
me too.
biggest problem.
Yes, sir, that is the problem I am facing still.
The biggest problem is laziness and comfort zone. I don't want to do. Why should I do? I have sufficient things to eat. I am so happy. My mother is there to take care. My parents have earned money. Living like this is good enough. If you can jump out of the one of the camp which I had in Kerala, the title was
Sir,
How to Come Out of the Comfort Zone. That was the title capture. The caption itself was that. I get lot of call from different people. Just today I got a call from some student who attended my camp. She got admission in
sir.
engineering college in Kerala. One of the best engineering colleges. Government seat, government college. EEE. Electronics, electrical and her two sisters, younger sisters. Father is from Gulf, returned back. Father is also a friend of mine. She got admission in Hyderabad Central University for chemistry. I said 4 years BTech, you can get a job, you can get settled, you can get married, somebody will marry you as an engineer. Definitely you will have no problem, you will settle fast after 4 years. Do you want that? Or if you come to Central University Chemistry, 3 years bachelor, 2 years post graduation, MSc, still you will not get a job, 100%. You will have to do PhD for next 5 years. So 5 plus 5, 10 years you have to study. So that you can get a better job. Decide what you want. She said, sir, I like chemistry, I want to do this. So she is coming and joining in Hyderabad. I think most of the people join BTech because they have an illusion that soon after BTech they get a job. Yeah, all of them will get a typist job. They will all become programmers. Somebody will tell something, they will have to type it and enter it to make it work in computers. If you are too brilliant, probably you need to study more, explore as much as you want. Everybody looks at settling. That should go. That's what I think. If people are courageous enough, Anoop is able to travel from Kerala. Is it because there is no Master of Arts MA in Kerala? There are many colleges. But I am sure that experience of traveling to Kashmir and learning is a great experience which many people cannot have. See, Krishna was a great king. He traveled from one end of the country to another part of the state. Crossed 3-4 different 1,000-2,000 kilometers he traveled to join for LKG, UKG. Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna traveled, not in the neighboring school. You look at Rama, he was a king. If somebody has stolen his wife, he could have said, let my wife go, I will marry second, no? But he went from one place in search of his wife. What is so great about that lady? Sita is famous just because of Rama, that's it. He went in search and then killed some king. So you need courage. It was not for power, it was not for position, it was that ability to travel. That is what makes people big. I think you should start traveling. I have traveled enough. Otherwise, how do I get this beautiful girl Bhavana in my life? Because I traveled from, correct? If I could have become a teacher in my own school, in my native, we had our own management, our own school, I could have become a teacher. I could have done BSc, B.Ed and become a teacher there, happy life. But then I jumped out. I went to Bangalore, I came to Hyderabad. From Hyderabad, I went to Bangalore, Delhi, Ahmedabad, worked all these places. Then again went back to Kerala. I came back today, tomorrow I am going somewhere else. I don't know what I will do. So I am sure you must have that ability to travel. I crossed all the Pacific Ocean and went to Fiji. Fiji traveling is 3 days to talk about Ramayana. Anyway, government paid, but I was talking about Ramayana to people of 17 different countries in the small island called Fiji. All of you must read my poetry book in which my experience of traveling to Fiji. You will learn little bit of Fiji language also there. I used those languages, that dress, what is called a beautiful dress. I purchased a beautiful dress from there. Nice people around that. So look at Fiji, Dr. TPS, you will know the small poetry. And the other end, I went to travel to US and Ireland. Last week we were talking about some poets. I was telling, I went to Coleridge, the great poet Coleridge, the place he stayed. I went to Wordsworth House where he stayed. I went to Bernard Shaw, the place where he wrote his drama. So you need to travel. I went to Kailash. I went to Manasa Sarovar and walked 140 kilometers around. What is the great thing you get? If you don't, what you will get? If you walk, what you will get? Srinivas knows my life in what we did not do. Every children used to go after MBA for project in different companies. When I became, I was the head of the department, I decided we will not go to any company. We will do local projects only. Charan was asking, no? Local, learning local. How do you learn locally? As an MBA, all the projects were given locally. Otherwise, they used to pay money and buy project reports.
Sir, I want to share one small moment in my college, sir, when I'm in MBA.
Yeah.
When we gather the groups, each one group, there are 5 members of the students.
Yeah.
We just have one thought, and you gave me one paper, and you said that whatever the thought you have, just you keep it on the paper. After collecting all papers from all the groups, then it can be filed. Then it can be shown as it is a business magazine. That is the small example I can give in my college. Still, I remember that idea also. I came to know that a small idea in the brain, when we put on the paper, when we keep it on a file, it should be like a project. In one single period, 30 minutes period, it is done, sir.
Yeah.
I still remember that, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
That is called EMBA.
Yes, sir. EMBA. We done a project in the MBA, sir.
Yeah, EMBA project. That's what we did.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And we did lot of, how many plants we planted? We had a blood bank. I got the best NSS coordinator award from the governor also.
Yes, sir. On the blood camp, I did not donate my blood also, sir.
We did a blood camp, we did eye camp, we did, visited to different places. We had cleaned up the campus. So many activities we did.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sure you be active. That is what is more essential. What I do is I want young, that is what Vivekananda all said. You be active. Don't become lazy. You can do mistakes, no problem. But
learning from the mistakes is the more important.
If you pretend that you are sleeping, nobody can help you.
Yes,
if
sir.
you are sleeping, somebody can wake you up. You understood the difference?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you are sleeping, you can be woken up. But if you are pretending that you are sleeping, nobody can wake you up.
Yes.
So the biggest problem is you are pretending. That should go and then you become active. That is what is essential. So God bless you. Enjoy learning.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Let the COVID be over. We shall meet.
Sure, sir. Looking forward to
Thank
it.
you, sir. Bye, sir.
God bless
Thank
you.
you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. Virtually, at least we could meet.
You should thank yourself because all of you made it good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, dears. I think I am.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you.
But thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
We will be getting more opportunity to attend this type of meet again.
We will have. It's all you to make. We can make. Milka was there around
Thank you
actually,
so
but
much,
she
sir.
missed. I think probably some connection problem.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session.
Yeah. Okay, Charan. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
So you were not aware of Aksharavanam?
No, sir, I was not aware of it.
Yeah, you just search. It is there on my Aksharavanam
Sure, sir.
Vande Mataram project.
Sure, sir. I'll look into it.
In Warangal side, there was one Sripati Reddy, SPR.
Okay, sir.
He had a series of schools.
Okay, sir.
They are all excellent schools. They were doing the routine corporate training for training people to IITs and all that.
Okay, sir.
There was a great man who is called Madhav.
Okay, sir.
Madhav had 20 acres of land in close to that Sagar road.
Okay, sir.
And he had also a plan to create such a activity for locally based education for children in a different style and all that. So they joined together. He created a infrastructure and then Sripati Reddy joined and planned this activity. So it's running very good now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
There are a lot of great people over there. Somebody recently introduced me to this. When I was giving some program in Warangal, they were participating and then I got connection, they got contacts. And that is how, that is at, what is that, Kulwa Kurti.
Kulwa Kurti. Yes, sir. Just
Yeah.
now I saw.
Yeah, it is close to
Kulwa
Kulwa
Kurti.
Kurti. So I am there at, tomorrow at Kulwa Kurti.